Somewhere on YouTube, there's a channel that's made over $1 million from ads alone, in a genre that already had giants. No celebrity guest, no studio budget to start, no inherited audience. Just documentaries about other people's empires that quietly became one of its own. This is the story of how MagnatesMedia blew up and became one of a kind. Before we go further, yes, that's Luffy. Miss Luffy. No explanation. She showed up one day and never left. Anyway, let's talk about the room this channel walked into. By 2018, cinematic business documentary content already had its stars: Business Casual, Cold Fusion, James Janney. Into that exact room walked a new channel started by a Henley Business School graduate named John Fraser, who, by his own account, had no money and zero video editing experience. So the real question was never, how did this guy get famous? It's, how does a channel with nothing walk into a room this crowded and not just survive, but end up defining the genre? Here's what almost nobody shows you about this channel. Before any of it worked, it looked like failure. Ordinary, forgettable failure. By his own account, John didn't grow up with money, and when he found YouTube, what pulled him in wasn't the camera or the fame. It was the idea that there was no ceiling on it, no promotion schedule, no permission slip, nothing standing between effort and outcome. So he tried the obvious version first. On camera. Talking head, straight to the lens, the format almost everyone starts with. And by his own description, it just didn't work for him. Here's what he has to say about this.
However, initially, I tried to go the traditional route of being on camera, making talking head videos. The problem was, I really didn't enjoy having to be on camera all the time. It was a hassle to set all the equipment up, sometimes it wouldn't properly record and I wouldn't realize until after, and then it'd take me ages to edit even a basic video as I didn't know what I was doing. Worst of all, the videos just weren't interesting. So unsurprisingly, they got hardly any views.
His entire first year on the platform, 1,000 subscribers, total. A full year of uploading for a number that small. That's not a footnote in the story. That's the floor everything else gets built on. The shift didn't come from a better camera or a better script. It came from noticing something about how other channels in the same space were actually built. They weren't run like a person filming themselves. They were run like a company, a founder directing the work, and freelancers actually producing it. So instead of trying to become a better on-camera talent, he studied the machine underneath the channels that were already working, what they were actually doing, and why it worked. That's the pivot, not a new personality, a new structure. And once that structure was in place, the numbers stopped crawling, views climbed, subscribers climbed, revenue climbed, all without him ever stepping in front of a camera again. The strange part is what didn't change. He was still making videos without leaving the house, still sitting in the same room. The only difference was what was happening behind that laptop screen. And from that same bedroom, a channel that would eventually cross 1.5 million subscribers, over 150 million views, and more than $1 million in ad revenue alone, without ever showing his face. So what was actually happening behind that screen? Not luck, a system. And it's worth taking apart piece by piece. Every video opens the same way. Not a date, not a founding year, a claim. In the PayPal documentary, the first line is,
PayPal is no ordinary company, and this is no ordinary story.
10 words, 0 facts, a dare to keep watching. Count the cuts in the earliest uploads. A shot holds for seconds at a time. Recent videos move almost twice as fast. On YouTube, average view duration decides how hard the algorithm pushes a video to new people. Slower cuts let attention drift. Faster ones keep re-earning it. A channel that looks expensive gets treated differently by a stranger in the first 3 seconds than one that looks improvised. The look isn't decoration. It's the reason the click survives into a watch. And the framing, not business education, not explainer content. John's own words, Netflix for entrepreneurs. That phrase tells a stranger this isn't homework, it's permission to binge. But none of it alone explains a channel closing in on 150 million views. stacked together in every upload for years. That's the machine that made it one of a kind. Somewhere in this exact timeline is the difference between a hobby and a category. Now, here's where the machine almost got shut down in a single week. Early 2023. Right as this channel had become one of the biggest in its category, it almost got deleted completely. A rival creator, Alex Edson of the channel Business Casual, filed 3 copyright strikes against roughly 10 seconds of footage, buried within more than 90 minutes of original content. 3 strikes mean termination, not a warning. He had days, not weeks, to save 5 years of work. The response was immediate. Streamer Charlie, Moist Critical, called it, on camera, quote, blatant abuse of the copyright system. A counter notification went in. Edson never responded. And just before the deadline, the strikes came down. The machine almost stopped, not because it made a mistake, but because someone else finally noticed exactly how far ahead of the room it had gotten. Surviving wasn't the end of it. It's where the channel stopped being a format other people watched and started being a format other people paid to learn. So, how does a channel with no name, no niche, and no money end up defining a genre that already had giants? Not one viral video, but a stack of small, deliberate decisions, running at once in every upload for years. This wasn't a man who got lucky. It was a format that got rebuilt, upload after upload, from a bedroom, until the room it walked into had no choice but to notice. Miss Luffy would like it noted she contributed nothing to this research. She was, however, present for all of it, emotionally.